What if I told you that the common understanding of a narcissist is fundamentally flawed, and their supposed strength is, in fact, their most profound weakness? That the very will to power they embody, a concept Nietzsche celebrated, is precisely what traps them in an unyielding cage of their own making. We often wonder if a narcissist can change, if therapy can truly penetrate their fortress of self-deception. The philosophical answer is a resounding no. Not in the way you hope, not without a shattering of their very being that they are fundamentally unwilling to initiate. This isn't judgment. It's a stark philosophical and psychological diagnosis, revealing a self-sustaining illusion that binds them irrevocably. You've been there, haven't you? Caught in the gravitational pull of someone who effortlessly drains your emotional reserves, leaving you questioning your sanity, your worth, your reality. You've walked on eggshells, replayed conversations endlessly, trying to decipher their shifting truths. You've offered empathy, understanding, countless chances, believing that if you just loved them enough, understood them deeply enough, or presented undeniable logic, they would finally see the light and change. But each time, you're met with deflection, gaslighting, blame, or a fleeting apology quickly negated by recurring patterns. This cycle isn't just frustrating, it's soul-crushing. It chips away at your self-esteem, makes you doubt your perceptions, and traps you in a loop of hope and disappointment. You're not just dealing with a difficult personality, you're wrestling with a philosophical dilemma, the inherent resistance to self-reflection and genuine introspection that defines the narcissistic individual. This isn't about your failure to help, it's about their fundamental inability to help themselves, a deeply ingrained psychological architecture actively resisting true internal transformation. Understanding this is not giving up. It's liberating yourself from a futile struggle. To truly grasp why a narcissist will never change, we must delve beyond surface behaviors into the profound philosophical underpinnings of their psychological construct. Carl Jung spoke extensively of the shadow, the unconscious aspect of personality the conscious ego does not identify with. For most, integrating the shadow involves confronting uncomfortable truths, owning darker impulses, and achieving a more holistic self. But the narcissist, through maladaptive coping mechanisms, has not merely suppressed their shadow, they have actively disowned it, projecting all perceived flaws, weaknesses, and insecurities onto others. Their grandiosity is not genuine self-esteem, it is a meticulously constructed facade, an elaborate defense mechanism against unbearable internal emptiness and self-contempt. This facade is their very identity, their fragile ego's last stand against a truth too devastating to acknowledge. Nietzsche's will to power here takes on a distorted form. While for the healthy individual, it's a drive towards self-overcoming, growth, and creation of values, for the narcissist, it becomes a desperate, insatiable need to dominate, control, and extract validation. Their power is not self-generated, but reflected, a parasitic reliance on external admiration. They continuously assert superiority, not from genuine strength, but to avoid confronting profound internal weakness. Any challenge to their manufactured reality, any criticism, any demand for accountability is perceived as an existential threat, a direct assault on their fragile edifice. This is why arguments with a narcissist are so maddeningly circular. You are not debating facts, you are threatening their very being. Furthermore, we can view their strategic manipulation through a Machiavellian lens, not always conscious malevolence, but an instinctual, primal drive for self-preservation. Machiavelli understood perception is reality, and for the narcissist, maintaining their perfect image is paramount. They will employ cunning, deceit, and emotional tactics, not out of genuine malice, but because they have learned these are effective tools to maintain power and control, to extract narcissistic supply, the attention, admiration, or fear that fuels their empty self. Their lack of empathy isn't a simple oversight, it's a necessary component of their survival strategy. To truly empathize would be to acknowledge the humanity and suffering of others, which would simultaneously force them to confront their own projected flaws and the reality of their destructive impact, a confrontation their ego simply cannot withstand. Their internal world is a closed system, a feedback loop designed to protect the fragile ego at all costs, rendering genuine self-critique or transformation virtually impossible from within. They are trapped in a gilded cage of their own making, unable to see the bars, let alone unlock the door. So, what does this profound understanding mean for you? It means liberation. Shift your focus from the impossible task of changing them to the empowering journey of protecting and rebuilding yourself. Here are practical steps rooted in this philosophical truth to reclaim your life. 1. Accept the unchangeable. The crucial first step is radical acceptance. Acknowledge that the narcissist's psychological architecture, their defenses and inability to self-reflect, are deeply ingrained. You cannot love them enough, argue enough, or explain enough for them to fundamentally alter their core self. This acceptance isn't defeat, it's profound wisdom, freeing you from exhausting cycles of hope and disappointment. 2. Prioritize self-preservation. Implement boundaries. Once you accept their inherent resistance to change, your primary focus must become your own well-being. Establish impenetrable boundaries, emotional, physical, conversational. Learn to say no, disengage from their drama, and protect your energy. For severe cases, no contact is often the only effective boundary, removing yourself completely from their parasitic influence to heal. 3. Reclaim your reality and perception. Narcissists thrive on distorting your perception and making you doubt yourself. Begin a rigorous practice of self-validation. Journal your experiences, talk to trusted friends or a therapist, and systematically dismantle their gaslighting narratives. Your experiences and feelings are valid. Re-establish your sense of self and your own truth.
4. Heal and rebuild your self-worth. The aftermath of narcissistic abuse often leaves damaged self-esteem. Actively engage in practices that rebuild your inner strength: therapy, mindfulness, pursuing passions, building a supportive community. Remember Jung's call for individuation. Your journey now is to integrate your own shadow, not project it, and become your most authentic, resilient self. This journey is not easy, but it is profoundly empowering. Understanding narcissistic inflexibility isn't about fostering resentment. It's about forging clarity. It's about seeing the situation for what it is, not what you wish it to be. It's about recognizing some battles are unwinnable, not because you lack strength, but because your opponent fights a different war. One against their own projected self, a war you were never meant to win. So, stop fighting a war that isn't yours. Turn inward. Embrace your authentic power, your capacity for growth, self-realization, and genuine connection. Your path to liberation begins with this truth. Share your insights below and subscribe for more philosophical psychology that empowers your journey to self-mastery.